Hey guys, this is Anand and welcome to the channel The DD Way, that is deep and different way. Today we are going to continue and end our series of versions of Mahabharata. Before starting this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. So let's start. So here we are with our series versions of Mahabharata with different dialects and different stories. This is our third episode. Last time we have discussed about Bengali Mahabharat and also Odia Mahabharat. This time we will be discussing about Andhra Mahabharat, where the story will be same, but there will be differences in the usage of metaphoric words. Here we are with our Andhra Mahabharatam. This Mahabharatam, as you can see, is written 300 years, right? It took 300 years to complete this Andhra Mahabharatam. And also, it was written by Kavitrayam, or three poets. They are like Trinity for Telugu Andhra Mahabharatam, like Trimurtis. So these three poets are Nannaya, Tikkanna, and Erranna. The middle one here, as you can see in this picture, is Nannaya, and the beside one, left side one is Tikkanna, and the right side one is Erranna. These are the Kavitrayam, or the three holy people who wrote the Andhra Mahabharatam. Right here, as I have already discussed, the metaphoric languages will be different. Now let's see how this Mahabharatam is divided. Nannaya wrote the first 3.5 parvas. He wrote till the half of Aranya Parva before he had passed away. Then Tikkanna Somayaji, or Tikkanna, he wrote from the fourth parva, leaving the part which was left incomplete by Nannaya till the end. He is also known as Ubaya Kavi Mitrudu, and we'll be discussing about his poems, as most of it is written by Tikkanna himself. He is Ubaya Kavi Mitrudu because he wrote, his language is good for Sanskrit and Telugu people. They can enjoy it. And next is Erra Pragada. He joined the two parts by completing the left half Aranya Parva. So there is similarity, like having Nanaya and Tikkana combined together. That is the specialty of Erra Pragada or Erranna. This is the same as the Sanskrit one. So sadly to say, friends, I don't have here different stories. There are some from the plays written later, but I'll be discussing the more grandic way here. Last video, I have asked you all a question and I hope you remember it. If you have, please post it now or in the last video's comments. The last question of the last video is, in which Mahabharatam the description of armies is done in the form of comparing them with trees and shrubs? That is, of course, Telugu Bharatam, Telugu Mahabharatam, and I have the poem here, Abhinava Jaladhara. That is the poem here. If you want, my friends, please search for Virat Pavam if you are familiar with Telugu, and you can enjoy this so-called poem, Padyam. This Padyam, I'll be briefing it. The meaning is simple. The description of army's Kuru Sena is done in the Virat Parvam. When Uttar Kumar saw this whole Sena, he got mesmerized, and the description is done by the poet, not by the warrior Uttar Kumar. It is compared, the soldiers are compared to red roots, the elephants are compared with huge trees, the horses are compared with white flowers, and at last the leaves are compared to the radhas. There is a description here, you can enjoy this. Let's go into the main focus of our video. What is that? That is here. So this is a poem. This is the so-called codic language, codified discussion between Acharya Drona and Bhishma Pitamaha. And they saw Arjun. When they saw Arjun as Brihanela, till then the so called give, it was not given, the secret is not let out by Arjuna, that he is Arjuna, not any transgender Brihannala. That is why Acharya Drone is going into Bhishma Pitamaha's chariot, half into his chariot and half into Pitamaha's chariot, and whispering in this Telugu one, Peravarigaaka Veedu Kuru Veerulumbadi Sumpadi Vade. ఎచ్చరు ఒక మ్రాని పేర నెట సేరగా ఇటు వచ్చిచున్నవాడే అకంకరము కాని ఉండడి గానడు మూర్తిశేష మారయన్ సురపతి ఎట్ట వీని మది చెప్పది ఎట్టో ఎరుంగ సేయడన్ ఎరుంగ నేయడన్. So this poem, I'll be briefing it. He's saying that it is a dual meaning poem, my friends. That is why it's so special. It's a dual meaning one. This shows the language way, how the language can be used without using dual meaning words. There is no dual meaning words, but it is dual meaning. For Bhishma Pitamaha, it's saying the fellow is coming is Arjun. The one who is coming here is Arjun. Why he is Arjun and how he said it is Arjun? He's saying it is as Arjun in the way that he's having the name of a tree. Arjuna means it's the name of a tree. As he's tall as a tree, his mother named him as Arjuna. The fellow is coming is Arjuna. He's not understanding it. He's giving out his secret. He's letting out his disguise. What will happen? That is Dronacharya's so-called sadness. It's love for the student. It's even scolding him. This one, I have the same one here, my friends, in Sanskrit. The metaphors are different and also the secret is being let out. Nadi jalam keshava nariketuhu nagagvayo nama nagarishonuhu yeshongana veshadara kiriti jititva vayayam neshyati chadyagavaha. This poem is from Vyas Mahabharatam, the Nadi Jalam Keshava Nariketu. The Veravarigaka Vidu poem is from Tikkana Bharatam. Here the words are same. I'll be telling it later about the Nadi Jalam poem. It is a beautiful one. I'll be telling about it later. For Duryodhana, it was something like that. That fellow who is coming towards us is coming. It's like a tree who is going to be uprooted. So he's a useless fellow. He has lost his mind. That is for Duryodhana. Same is here. Nadi Jalam Keshavanari Ketuhu. If you observe it normally, as I have written, if you take it and search it in Sanskrit, you will search it for translation. You will get such words which have no link at all. There is no link here. Nadi Jalam Keshavanari Ketuhu. But if you read it in a specific way, Nadija Lam Keshavanari Ketuhu Naga Vayonama Nagarishonuhu. Others are saying Nadija, son of a river. Lamkesha Vana. Lankesha Vana means Ashok Vana. The enemy, Ari means enemy. The enemy of Lankesha Vana, that is Ashok Vana. Who is he? Hanuman. Where the one with the flag of Hanuman is coming here. Oh Nadija, oh son of a river, is coming here. The one with the name of Nagaha means the one who doesn't move. The trees don't move. That is why he is coming. Or the enemy of mountains. Nagaha means also mountains. Nagavayo means mountains. So the son of enemy of mountains. Enemy of mountains, Indra, his son Arjuna is coming here. Yeshongana Veshtara Kiriti, it gives away. No need to all that things. But in this Telugu one, it's not like that. So that is the speciality. It's a codified language without using different dual meaning words in Telugu. That is specialty of Andhra people, Andhra poets. Sadly, a lot of poets are not there. They are not using such kind of things. But still, it's a good one. Right? Now, let's see the reply of Bhishma Pitamaha. Here I have the word. This is also a light highlight. It's also having the same meaning. Talapaga ripuvalaku nammagu koladi gadichi vachitimi యకురిత బాహా బలము నేయ దరిచేయును జలింపవల దింక మనకు శత్రువలన్. The simple meaning I'll be giving is, it's, you don't need to worry, Acharya. There is no need to worry. I have checked the Panchanga. It's no problem. They can come. They can. It's time to show their prowess. But for Duryodhana, no problem. We have come this far. They are this far. You don't need to worry about him. And also, it's time to show our power. So dual meaning words. That is a spirit of Telugu people. Now I have also another one. I think this is the only Bharatam where the description of flags is there. Yas Mahabharatam, I couldn't find a verse. If anyone did, please post it in the comments. So here the description of flags to Uttara is done by Arjuna. I have found it, and even I have collected the pictures. Kanchanamaya Vedika Ganak Ketanojvala Vibhramamu Vadu Kalasajundu Simhalanmula Nadobaga Ketu Prenganamu Vadu Drona Sutudu Kanaka Govrusha Sandra Parispuda Dvaja Samulla Samuvadu Kripudu లలిత కంబు ప్రభా పతాకా విహారంబువాడు రాధాత్మజుండు మణిమయోరగ రుచిజాల మహితమైన పడగవాడు కురుక్షితిపతి మహోగ్ర శిఖర గణతాళ తరుగెగిన వాడు సురనదీ సూనుడు ఏర్పడ చూసి కొనుము. This is also there in the movie Nartansala. If you want, you can have this. Simple meaning, as you can see the pictures, the flag of Drona is a Vedika with arrows. The flag of Ashwadhama is a lion's tail. The flag of Kripa is a cow. The flag of Karna is a Shanka, conch. The flag of Duryodhana is a snake. The flag of Bhishma is a tree. You can see here, my dear friends, that though you can write it normally, the poet can write it normally in order to lose the work. He wrote it in a very specific way. It's not something called as doing something accessory. It's the way of description, how the things are described here. This is the way of Andhra Mahabharatam, where I couldn't find any of the real one, any of the different variations. Others, whatever I have found with variations, are plays, not books. Right? These poems are made to compare the different languages, metaphors, similes, and all the figure of speeches used between these two languages. That is all with our series. With this video, I'm going to end the series of versions of Mahabharata. And if you really like these videos, please don't forget to watch all the other videos which will be coming up just for you. Thank you for watching this.